Vivat Academia, vivat professores, vivat membrum quod vivet, vivat membre quae vivet, semper sint in flore, caleamus igitur juvenis dom sumus. For millennia, students have begun the school year with these words. And for those of you unfamiliar with Latin, let me translate them into the words of the Black Eyed Peas. In this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme and break your necks, we got 5 minutes for us to disconnect. Promote intellect, like the rhythm effect. Remove your inhibition, follow your intuition. Free your inner soul and break away from tradition. Everybody, let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. Welcome to Rollins, where our new motto is "They, not us." Class of 2012 and transfer students, I am pleased to welcome you to Rollins College. My name is Roger Casey. You may have seen my initials around campus. I am the Vice President of Academic Affairs and Provost. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to this matriculation ceremony. We will officially begin with an invocation by Dr. Patrick Powers, Dean of the Knowles Memorial Chapel and Chaplain to the college. Following the invocation, you will hear remarks by Marissa Germain, class of 2009, President of the Student Government Association, and Rob Ward, class of 2010 and Chair of the Academic Honor Council. After pledging yourselves to the values and standards of the Rollins community, I will introduce Dr. Lori Joyner, Dean of the Faculty, David Erdman, Dean of Admissions, and President Louis Duncan for their remarks.
Let us pray. Spirit of wisdom and understanding, be present here for the Rollins class of 2012. Abide within them and between them. We are grateful for your protection upon our campus during these stormy days, and we are indebted to the countless hours of care and concern that our administrators, faculty, staff, peer mentors, RAs, the entire Discovery team, and your parents, that they have showered this upon you, the most resilient class in our history. I pray that your Rollins experience will be a time of learning about who you are, as well as what you want to become. I pray that your time here will increase your sense of accountability for your actions. And I pray that you will find time to meet and appreciate those who are different from you, as well as those who are similar. As the book of Proverbs in Hebrew Scripture instructs us, leave immaturity behind and live and walk in the way of insight. Amen.
Dean Powers, Mr. President, Mr. Provost, I am pleased to rise on behalf of the students of Rollins College to bring greetings to the new students. You all have overcome a great challenge, surviving a rescheduled rhythm day and Hurricane Faye. However, this is only the beginning. The Rollins College experience may seem overwhelming, but your mentors have covered you. To make things a little easier on you, they have come up with 9 little bits of advice from personal experience. Here they are in no particular order and from no particular mentor. Number 9, don't eat at the grill or order Domino's every night. The freshman 15 is a reality. Number 8, use TJs, read the Sanford, listen to WPRK, and watch RTV. You never know what you may find. Number 7, know if the person you're hooking up with is in a relationship. Rollins is a small school and gossip gets around. Number 6, be nice to your RA. Number 5, relax sometimes and enjoy class. Number 4, study abroad every chance you get. Number 3, don't have your mom write your papers. Number 2, time really does fly by fast. Allow yourself to be completely who you are and meet as many people as you can, and take advantage of every opportunity that interests you. Number 1, call home every once in a while to tell them you're alive. What lies before you is a challenge to grow, to stretch, to be uncomfortable in order to learn who you are as a college student. Rollins stands on principles of integrity, community, and responsible leadership. To adopt these as your own is to join our community, our student body. These are our principles, and as members of the Rollins community, we strive to uphold these standards and values we have set forth as a college. Rob Horn, Chair of the Academic Honor Council, will share with you our commitment to academic integrity as students of Rollins College.
Thank you, Marissa. Class of 2012, welcome to the Rollins family. I'm Rob Moore, Chair of the Academic Honor Council for the 2008-2009 school year. As you will come to understand, honor stretches far beyond the walls of our classroom and the words of our code. The ideal of integrity is the founding principle which defends a community, supporting both our individualism as people and our unity through the pursuit of knowledge. After this afternoon, you will officially be matriculated into a culture which for the next 4 years will dedicate itself to helping you discover who it is you are. A liberal arts education is certainly dependent on the curriculum and the professors charged with facilitating our development. However, it is most dependent on the individuality which every single one of us must have the courage to engage in the great conversation, which is the reality of our world. Whether it be to honor the diversity of opinions in the classroom, or represent the diversity of interests in the community, if we don't strive to protect with every ounce of our energy our individuality, then we as a student body will fail by letting go of not only an indescribably important opportunity as citizens and scholars, but by also letting go of the fundamental self which we seek to define. Honor is the defense we have against those who wish to break down our individuality. It is the stronghold which protects the exchange of our ideas and the originality of our opinions. And most important, honor is the grounding principle behind trust, friendship, community, and growth. From this day forward, I challenge you to not only uphold the academic honor code by representing yourself and others honorably in the classroom, but by leaning on the integrity of this community to rise to the opportunities which present themselves here. To break this down for you, let me put it like this. Be honorable. Because those with honor join into this community with the ability to change the world as global citizens and responsible leaders. Be proud of our differences, yet united in the overwhelming security that through these principles which ground us, we are forever together. So make a difference. We are the #1 college in the South. Let's make the best of it. Publish a paper, live in France, engage in academic conversation outside the classroom. Win a debate, join a club, join several clubs, start your own club, play frisbee on the lawn, drink coffee with your professors, and start a new initiative. We are young. We have the opportunity to turn off our TVs and change the world. We don't have the excuse of a job, or a family, or a lack of funds or time. What we have is the opportunity to embrace the values which define our community and stretch them into the abyss which is our resources. As Richard Young said, don't follow your dreams, chase them. We have an outstanding faculty who have the ability and will to lead and join with us in whatever we may pursue. We have a staff and administration which has the desire and resources to support us. What is honor? It is standing up as a member of Rollins College, but more importantly, standing up as you and embracing this opportunity to become a man or woman of integrity. This is not always simple, and it is never easy. For those charged with protecting our world and educating future generations, are not worried for it's simple or easy. We must only be worried about missing the opportunity to become incredible. So welcome, class of 2012, to the Rollins family. And please, I beg of you, Embrace who it is you are and enter yourself head first into this community. Ground yourself in the personal and academic integrity which will unite us and become a part of the change which is taking over this campus. We have the opportunity to be extraordinary. So let's join together and rise to that occasion. Thank you.
Congratulations, class. You have now formally pledged yourselves to the values and standards of Rollins College. Welcome and good luck. Mr. President, Mr. Provost, the students of Rollins College are pleased to welcome the class of 2012 and our other new students.
Move-in day, we had Tropical Storm Faye. Your roommates plastered the dorm walls with Hannah Montana posters and constantly sings all the lyrics to High School Musical. And your class schedule says you have an 8 a.m. class every day of the week and a 3-hour lab starting at 5 on Friday. But I do have some good news for you. I just saved a bundle on my car insurance. But I do have some other good news for you as well. I'm going to test your psychic abilities. I have in my hand a note from U.S. News and World Report, which will be released by them to the press tomorrow. And for the 4th year in a row, can you tell me what number Rollins is ranked among Southern universities? What? Let me hear you say that a little louder. Word what? Say it like you mean it with affection. You are number 1, and you are Rollins College, class of 2012. Class of 12, that is XII in Latin, or IIXA in Big Latin. It is my convocation tradition to invoke the entering class to declare, we are Rollins College. This is how I measure the start of the school year. It is my only purpose as Provost. So, with gusto, bravado, with enthusiasm, on the count of 1, 2, in the honor of the class at IIXA, I want to hear this place rock with the words, we are Rollins College. Are you ready? 1, 2, we are Rollins College. One more time. 1, 2, we must look pretty intimidating up here, all the faculty wearing these big robes with stripes and colors, our backs decorated like those monkeys with the colorful behinds. President Duncan is wearing the presidential bling, the tenure immunity idol. But class of 12, I'm here to tell you that these faculty seated beside me and behind me in these pizza hats are the number 1 guides for your educational expedition over the next 4 years. If faculty were swimmers, they would be Michael Phelps. I want you to give them the props. I want you to treat them like rock stars. How about a big round of applause? And faculty, as the first sign of their immense wisdom and profound judgment, these new students knew how to choose the number 1 school to get their college education. Dr. Tom Moore, what word would you apply to their choice they made?
Outstanding!
Outstanding. Faculty, let's give these new students a round of applause. Today at Matriculation, the journey officially begins. I am the first of several college leaders to offer you some words of wisdom. So for 5 minutes, I will implore you in the words of Eric Theodore Carton, an eminent philosopher from the University of South Park, Colorado, respect my authority. Anybody named Kenny in here? Just check. All right, here's my advice. Advice gained from 22 years of teaching college students. Think out box aside. Be eclectic. In the words of the French theorist Jean-Francois Lyotard, eclecticism is the degree zero of contemporary general culture. I have no idea what that means, but it really sounds impressive. Something I do know what it means. F. Scott Fitzgerald once said that the test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposed ideas in the mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. I'll give you an example. I have a PhD in English, I love hip-hop, and I never miss a NASCAR race. I am seriously messed up. But I know who I am. I like chaos theory. I like Henri Matisse. I like Spanish verbs. I think they're all interesting. Why? Because my liberal arts education, it made me curious about everything. It made me want to find connections among all things. And most importantly, it gave me a toolkit to make it so. So here's my second point. Let curiosity drip from your board. Ask questions constantly. And if you ever say the phrase, this may be a dumb question, but I will put you down and I will give you. I want to know why hurricanes only happen in the tropics, and I want to know why they never go over there particularly. I want to know why the chemical composition of caffeine looks the way it does. I want to know why do people watch Hannah Montana. I want to know why are we able to remember all the words to Shakira, all the arrest records of Lindsay Lohan, all the men that Meredith Grey has dated, but we cannot remember where to put commas in a sentence, and we cannot remember the capital of South Dakota. What is the capital of South Dakota? Pierre, is it Pear or Pierre or Pierre? I don't know, but I am curious. I want anybody from South Dakota. Yeah. Be curious, but be curious about important things. Do not fill your head up with useless things like I did. All of those lyrics of Barry Manilow are stored here. Episodes of Happy Days infiltrate these neurons. 20 years from now, you do not want your head filled up with Sean Kingston going, suicidal. You do not want that in your mental storage space. For the next 4 years, you have an opportunity to fill your mind with the tools of numerous disciplines in a quest to find out about everything that interests you, everything that you're curious about. There is a whole world to learn about at this college. And if you're not curious about anything, do not waste your parents' money. Take your tuition, buy a van, drive across America, and come back when you realize that at this college, at Rollins, you're surrounded by faculty, staff, and students who will be your partners on the most amazing intellectual journey you will ever have in your life. Curiosity is the key to it all. And besides, gas prices have made it too expensive to drive across America. So in other words, I am saying in the Latin in which your diploma will be printed, carpe diem. In English, seize the day. In the words of Marshall Mathers, lose yourself in the music, the moment, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss a chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo! If you think about what Eminem is saying in the Star Lose Yourself, think about it. He says, look, if you only have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you wanted, one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? That is good advice, folks. Now, let me take a minute and translate all this into fact. In this lyrical passage, Slim Shady, the advocacy trace of Marshall Mathers, given name of performing artist Eminem, glosses the Aristotelian invective promulgated in the apostrophic poetry of the Japanese English Cavaliers, namely that we should gather our rosebuds while we may. Back to you guys. Okay. Look, if you had just one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever want, one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? Don't let it slip. You will be crossing this stage to grab your diploma faster than Amy Winehouse and go through rehab. You will be finishing college faster than a Chinese gymnast who turned 16. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to love. Here's my last piece of advice. What you major in is absolutely irrelevant. But I beg of you, study something that you love. Develop a passion for it. My field of study is media and culture, if you haven't guessed that. And I might joke about it, but I study popular culture very seriously. I do it through the disciplinary lenses of literary analysis, of history, of cultural theory, psychology. And why? Because I want to write my cable bill off on my taxes. No, I do it because I want to know, how is the world that we live in depicted? How does this world work? I want to be an informed participant in a global society. I want to know how the media manipulate our culture into complacency. I want to change it. I want to see YouTube populated with discussions about sustainable development, not videos of cats jumping out of toilets. So please study something you love and use your vocation to change the world for the better. The theologian Frederick Buechner has written that a vocation is a place where your deep gladness meets the world's deep need. I want you to find that gladness. The world needs it. You know why I teach in college? Because every year I look at you, the class of first-year students, and I remember when I was 18 and I went to college from a tiny town in South Carolina. I was scared that I didn't know anything, that everybody else was smarter, that I didn't fit in, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and I might not have the intelligence to make it. And ironically, at the same time, I thought I knew everything in the world I needed to know. And I know today, in 2008, the worlds of things have changed since 30 years ago. For instance, no sane person in my first-year class would have borrowed my telephone to take a picture. I know that many of you may feel the same way now that I felt then. And like me, you might just be hiding all of that. But I tell you, it's okay. It's okay to be smart, and it's okay to say, I don't know. Because I know at Rollins, you're surrounded by many people whose goal in life is to whet your curiosity, equip you with critical skills, expose you to diverse ideas and worlds and people, and help you turn this world we live in into a better place. It is a privilege to teach you, but it is even a greater privilege to learn from you. I look forward to 4 years of that opportunity, men and women of Rollins. Teach me something. My name is Roger Casey, and I believe in this message. Thank you. It's my pleasure now to introduce our Dean of the Faculty, Dr. Lori Joyner.
Mr. President, Mr. Provost, I am pleased to rise to present the faculty of the college. The academic reputation of Rollins College is largely due to our faculty, a faculty that has a deep passion for teaching and learning within the context of caring personal relationships with you, our students. At Rollins College, we recognize that a liberating education is one that has both intellectual and ethical dimensions. Your experience over the next 4 years will help you gain a better understanding of yourself, your relationships to each other, and your role in helping to create a more humane world. You are joining our community at a very exciting time as we are exploring new curricular ideas that recognize the importance of multidisciplinary approaches to many of the most pressing economic, social, political, and public health challenges that we face in the 21st century. I have absolutely no doubt that the faculty's work on curricular renewal will lead to incredible learning opportunities for each of you while continuing to distinguish us from other very excellent schools all across this nation. While teaching is a top priority, Rollins is also a community of scholars. Faculty members maintain active research agendas that often involve students as scholarly partners. I strongly encourage you to explore these opportunities early on in your career here at Rollins. As you join our community, you should also know that our mission is one that takes seriously issues of diversity and leadership development. We value diversity first and foremost because we are very clear that having a diverse community produces better learning through the exchange of a variety of ideas, experiences, and insights. While I can focus on many different areas of diversity, I want to state what may seem obvious and that many of us take for granted. At a most basic level, our college must be a place where diverse ideas can be vigorously debated in an atmosphere characterized by openness and respect. In short, intelligent individuals with integrity can, and often do, disagree. We invite each of you, as the newest members of our community, to help ensure that such disagreement, although sometimes uncomfortable, is not allowed to silence, instill fear, or marginalize others. At Rollins, education will also call on you to engage in leadership development. Although there are many conceptualizations of leadership, I would like to share just one characteristic of developing leaders that I believe is critically important to further strengthen our campus community. Leaders, in my mind, are those who are clear on who they are, that is, their core values, and how they live out these principles each day, not only through their actions, but through their interactions with others. A few years ago, after witnessing a particularly divisive meeting on the campus of my former university, my then president said to me, "Laurie, the strength of our campus community is best measured by our very worst interaction on any given day." These are powerful words that remind us that we are part of a larger community and that this membership requires a strong sense of personal and social responsibility if we are to strengthen Rollins for the students and faculty who will come behind us. As you begin your career at Rollins, I want to assure you that we, your faculty, are prepared to enter into a partnership with you. And in the spirit of a true learning community, you will be influencing and helping us to grow in as many ways as we are influencing you. As we approach the start of your academic career at Rollins, my hope for each of you is that you discover your passion, that you discover your intellectual passion. That is, areas that you can't get anything more exciting that you'd rather be involved in. That you never view your Rollins education as simply a private benefit, but rather as something that can be used for a larger purpose, for the greater good. That you contribute to a campus climate that embraces all forms of diversity, and that each of you develops your leadership potential not only in your words, but through your actions. That you work hard at not being fearful, try new things, stand up for what you believe in, and do not be afraid of challenging the status quo. And perhaps most importantly, be intentional about who you are becoming as you journey through your Rollins days. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences, welcome to our community. Mr. President, Mr. Provost, the faculty are assembled.
President, Mr. Provost, I rise to introduce the class of 2012 and the transfer students who join us today. I don't have any advice for you. I don't have 10 things to tell you, but I do want to tell you a little bit about who you are. We started to meet each other and learn about where some folks are from and what they do. And as President Duncan mentioned yesterday to your parents, you're beginning to think that everybody's smarter, more athletic, and more artistic than you are. And I'm here to assure you that that's not the case. Just a little bit about yourselves. There are, we think, 72 transfers and 472 first-year students who join us today. That's the count through yesterday. That's 545 or so new students, and that's exactly what we want. You're, in many ways, like classes that have come before you. You, however, were selected from the largest applicant pool in the college's history. in fact, 500 more applications than any previous year. So congratulations. It was a tough year to get into Rollins, tougher than ever, and you did it. You come from 354 high schools and 41 colleges and universities, all across the country and all across the world. 42% of you are from Florida, 48% are from all over, from 30 states, the District of Columbia, the Virgin Islands, and 20 countries, including, and I won't mention them all, Venezuela and Brazil, Ecuador, Canada, Slovakia, Russia, Nepal, and Thailand. If I didn't mention your country, I apologize for that. 44% of you are male. That's a percentage that's moved up a bit in terms of getting to equal gender distribution over the last couple of years. 22% of you are students of color or international students, and that does not include those of you who hold dual citizenship in the U.S. and another country. And 15% of you are related to someone who either attended or currently attends Rollins. 30% of you are awarded academic scholarships in recognition of your outstanding academic records. 15 of you received our most prestigious Nelson and Parker scholarships for your talents as musicians or actors. 41 of you are recipients of athletic scholarships, we call grants and aid, and over 80 of you were recruited by coaches to be members of our athletic teams. You are scholars, artists, athletes, leaders, givers, and doers. And beyond that, one attribute that makes you somewhat unique is that you are the first class to be admitted to Rollins with the option of submitting a portfolio on the basis of which you would be considered for admission. 80 of you, risk takers. And I have to say, we sat around the admission office wondering what would happen when we opened the box, what would pop out, because we didn't give you any advice about what your portfolio would be. And we had some great things. I was going to bring some today, but I was asked to be brief, so I didn't bring any. But you sent us great stuff. And if you want back what you submitted, you can come to the admission office and we'll arm wrestle you for the opportunity to get it back. All right? So that's who you are. You're like classes before, and you're unique in your own way, and you've started here under unusual circumstances and done marvelously well. Before I finish, I was asked to introduce and announce the winners of the essay contest. So I'm going to announce the 3 winners. And there are prizes. Doug says that somewhere between a new house on the beach and a new ski boat or something like that, right? So you'll conceive of what your prize is. And I'm going to ask you to stand. Now, here's the deal, though. If you know that one of the people that I'm announcing isn't here, would you stand and make believe you were them so that we're not embarrassed about nothing? Okay? The third place winner is Ian Walsh. Ian? The second place winner is Neil Clausen. Neil? First place winner is Emily Nickoloff. And more than congratulations, thanks for keeping on. You will have all the potential to exceed our expectations. Mr. President, the students have affixed their signatures to the matriculation forms which are here presented. And I, in turn, present them to you for matriculation as students of Rollins College.
Women and men of Rollins College, the audience. It's my privilege to serve as the 14th president of Rollins College on behalf of the faculty, staff, students, trustees, alumni, and friends, we invite you to join with us today in our extended family of lifelong learners. As you have signed your honor pledge, so too are we honored to have you join our community. This ceremony is the academic tradition of Convocation, a renewal of purpose that celebrates the beginning of the new academic year and that marks your formal matriculation into the academic community of Rollins College. Its complement will be your commencement ceremony, when your class banners will again frame the stage and the historic book that serves as symbol of the educational purposes that bring us together today will again rest before the podium upon your graduation. It is my special pleasure to welcome you to the class of 2012 and all other new students who are entering this year. These next several years for you will be both an individual journey of great personal growth and a communal experience of learning shared by us all. You bring much to us to enrich our lives in learning, just as we have much to share with you to have you here. In the best traditions of liberal education, we believe that we offer you the finest in liberating learning. Today you become free learners. We expect foremost for you to assume responsibility for your own academic growth, for ultimately all education is self-education. Woodrow Wilson described, contact, companionship, familiar intercourse is the law of the life of the mind. The comradeship of undergraduates alone, however, will never fully read the spirit of learning. Your circle must be wide. It must include the older men and women, the teachers, the men and women for whom life has grown more serious and to whom it has revealed more of its meanings. Take fullest advantage of the enormous opportunities for learning to be found among our many faculty, scholars, and our supportive staff. Seek out our faculty and our staff as teachers and as scholars, as fellow intellectual explorers, and as role models of lifelong learning. By ceremony today, we celebrate our heritage of learning. This heritage is one of study and critical reflection of all of our past histories and the cumulative wisdoms of our human experience. Our legacy is yours still unwritten future. Ours is the heritage of nature, of the evolutions and competitions of ascending orders of natural complexity, and of the ascent of moral consciousness of mankind. Ours is the heritage of knowledge and understanding, born of the oral histories once shared around primitive campfires and accumulated and refined over centuries ever since through the intellectual filters of retrospection and reflection. Ours is a heritage of civilization, the human journey from savagery to society, shaped and united through our conquests, our collaborations, and our commerce. Ours is a heritage of culture, endowed by the arts, literature, music, enriched by the traditions and abundant diversity of our world communities. Ours is a heritage of reason, forged in the Socratic forums of ancient Greece and confirmed by the arts and sciences of the Enlightenment and the rationalities of the modern world. Ours is a heritage of purpose and of possibility, informed by our philosophies of theology and of thought, and empowered by the unrelenting exponential of technological advancement. Ours is a heritage of learning, revealed through the triumphs of ideas over instincts, of freedom over fear, of cooperation over conflict. Across this threshold of the new millennium, liberal education today opens and liberates the mind, serving both as an interpretive lens on the lessons of the past and as an illuminating guide for the promises of the future. Genuinely, in and through liberal education, ours is the enduring human legacy of hope. As we step together across this threshold into the 21st century, with its ever-accelerating rates of change, never more than today has a truly liberal education been more essential to navigate the inevitable convergences of human conflict and competition commerce, and cooperation. The most challenging societal issues escalate at the intersections of our traditional disciplines of study. They are a tapestry woven of many threads of history and culture, of politics and philosophy, of ethics and economics, of theology and technology, of the arts, the humanities, and the sciences. The world we will soon bequeath to you is a complexity of constant change, demanding no less than thoughtful and courageous leadership by liberated minds, continuously informed and reformed by your personal commitment to lifelong learning. 40 years ago, Rollins' 10th president, Hugh McCain, himself a graduate of Rollins, observed, "On this campus, education begins with a deep interest and respect for the individual. The reason is sound. Those qualities that make each of us unique and therefore ourselves may be our talents. To develop the talents of the student has been the aim of Rollins throughout its history, but talents are wasted if a life is wasted. Rollins stresses the pursuit of sound values as well as the pursuit of knowledge." And now, will the members of the class of 2012 and all new students please rise. Today, you are Rollins College. Rise together as the newest members of our academic community. Arise standing on the shoulders of generations of proud Rollins graduates who have come before you. Rise up, supported by the generosity of many benefactors, most of whose names you will never know. Rise uplifted by the labors of our staff and by the efforts and high expectations of our dedicated faculty. Rise together, and in your time here, may you soar to the heights of your own abilities, energy, and imagination. Rise up together as the newest citizens of our academic world. Find your purpose, find your place, find your future among us. Accept the challenges and the opportunities of your days and years here in your own personal pursuit of an education emphasizing global citizenship and responsible leadership. As we now welcome you warmly into our academic home. This ceremony celebrates and marks your formal matriculation into Rollins College. The matriculation certificates you have signed will be affixed in a historic book that now stands before the podium and serves as a symbol of the educational purposes that bring us together. And now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and on behalf of the faculty of Rollins College, I do hereby matriculate you as candidates for the degree Artium Baccalaureus and Artium Baccalaureus Honoris. Congratulations. Women and men of Rollins College, as you so begin today, you are now of Rollins forevermore. We welcome you into the Rollins family and declare the college to be in session for the 2008-2009 academic year. Convocation Est, we are now convened. In accordance with tradition, we ask everyone to rise for the singing of the first verse of the Alma Mater, the words of which are to be found on the back page of your program. The Alma Mater will be led by Anna Roman, class of 2012. Please remain standing for the benediction given by Matriculation, Director of Multicultural Affairs. After the platform party and faculty have recessed, we will be adjourned.
Assalamu alaikum. I greet you all today with an Islamic blessing. I will recite this blessing in Arabic. I have learned to recite surahs, passages from the Holy Quran, when I was your age. The first direct revelation in the Holy Quran from Allah, the Beneficial, the Merciful, to the Blessed Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, starts with Surah Iqra, which means read in Arabic. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. Surah Iqra's first words from Allah's English translation states, "Read or proclaim in the name of your Lord the Cherisher, who created man out of a clot of congealed blood. Proclaim, and you, Lord, is most bountiful. He who taught the use of pen, taught man that which he did not know before." The main theme of this passage to all of us is to read, to study, to investigate and research, so that all people will be able to appreciate what Allah has created for you, both what is seen or unseen. I hope to bestow upon you this Muslim blessing in hopes that it may enlighten you to proceed into a flourishing future, in which you may attain all accomplishments that you desire. Uncover the truth and mystery of life and living in this vastly diverse world as you study here at Rollins. Assalamu alaikum and amen.
Women and men of Rollins College, be optimists. Let there be light in your lives forever.